Avengers Endgame was an important movie where our Avengers set out on a time-traveling mission to bring back half the population of the universe, for which they needed the Infinity Stones. Now, we all know that the Avengers managed to do that. But do you remember when Tony Stark once said that if they messed with time, time would mess with them? And this video is about exactly that. Now, what if I told you that the events of Avengers Endgame themselves triggered the Doomsday Destruction event? To that you'd say, bro, TVA already said that there's no problem with the Avengers time traveling, which obviously makes sense, because the Avengers promised to return the stones where they took them from. But there was one person who did something different. Captain America went back in time to return all the stones and Mjolnir to their original places. But instead of coming back immediately, he lived an entire life, creating an alternate timeline, and only after living that life he returned with a new shield. Before you guys say, bro, you're talking nonsense, let's get into the theory. This theory begins with Steve returning the stones. When Steve goes to return the stones, he must have gone to Vormir first, where he either gives the Soul Stone back to Red Skull or throws it into the pit. Then he goes to Asgard, where he puts Mjolnir back in its place and gives the ether to Frigga, since Frigga had also met the future version of Thor there. So chances are high that Frigga would help Steve. Then Captain goes to New York to meet the Ancient One and returns the Time Stone to her. He also asks a small favor, whether she can provide cases for the Scepter for the Mind Stone, the Orb for the Power Stone, and the Tesseract for the Space Stone. The Ancient One probably did that. After this, Captain America must have placed each stone back in its place, and instead of returning to the main timeline, he went to fulfill his promise of that last dance. Now look, it's not necessary that Steve Rogers went straight to Peggy's gate. He's not that eager. He probably went to a moment where past Captain America was fighting Red Skull. Here, he stops Red Skull, and the past Captain America picks up the Tesseract, due to which the past Cap teleports to Vormir. From here, a new timeline begins, where Steve not only captured Red Skull, but also prevented Hydra from spreading. But the reaction to this action was that no heroes were ever created in this timeline. The Tesseract was lost in the depths of the ocean. Instead of searching for the Tesseract, Steve had everyone focus on destroying Hydra. Since the Tesseract was never found, Howard never got the idea to build the arc reactor. As a result, Iron Man was never created in the future. Also, without the Tesseract, Carol could never become Captain Marvel. Now, Steve Rogers' friend Howard Stark was a genius, a master in weapon building. So when he goes to Latveria for a weapon deal, he is attacked. In the attack, Howard Stark and Maria Stark are killed. Tony survives, but his face is burned. Behind the attack is Stain. People in Latveria don't recognize Tony because his face is burned and his identity unclear. People ignore him, except one woman who is none other than Agatha Harkness. Agatha had just lost her child at that time and saw a broken potential in Tony. Through magic, Agatha heals his wounds, and when she finds out he's Tony Stark, to protect him from further danger, she uses an ancient magic like the No Way Home memory spell to erase Tony's identity from the minds of the world. Then in Latveria, she gives him a new name, Victor Von Doom. Staying with Agatha, Victor learns not only magic, but also develops new tech for the people of Latveria. But the Baron of Latveria doesn't like Victor getting all the praise. Victor helps people, and the people start respecting him. Out of jealousy, the dictator declares Agatha a witch and burns her alive in public. Victor, having once again lost a close loved one, loses control. Agatha didn't use her magic here, nor did she let Victor use it to protect him. But Victor can't stop himself and jumps into the fire to save Agatha. But Agatha dies, and Victor's face gets burned again. After this trauma, Victor Von Doom creates his iconic armor, a fusion of magic and tech, and kills the dictator of Latveria by burning him alive in the same way Agatha was killed. This was Victor's first major moment where revenge overrode his morality. The Ancient One senses a disturbance in the balance of this universe, because Dr. Doom is channeling magic from another realm to power his Doom bots. She comes to warn Doom that drawing so much power from another realm could unbalance our universe. But Doom calls her a hypocrite and exposes her that she herself uses forbidden spells for immortality, so it's better she doesn't give lectures. The Ancient One attacks, but Doom absorbs her powers just like he absorbed Agatha's. The Ancient One realizes that she cannot defeat him head-on, so she warns him, if you cross beyond Latveria, our next meeting will be our last. Dr. Doom says, indeed, it will be our last meeting. Meanwhile, Steve Rogers is maintaining peace in this timeline. Because of him, many governments stabilize, except Latveria, where dictatorship still exists. This universe remains peaceful, with no wars happening. But sometime later, Peggy dies of old age, and Steve returns to his original timeline with his shield, and this is where the multiverse starts to fracture. Steve's departure triggers a ripple effect in that timeline, and an incursion begins. Dr. Doom tries to stop it but fails. It is then revealed that Dr. Doom was secretly working on a time machine to save his parents and Agatha. But the problem was, if he changed anything, the butterfly effect could erase his own existence. But when his entire world is threatened by an incursion, he uses time travel to explore various possibilities. But in every scenario, one thing is constant: incursion. Every time, Doom tries his best to save his timeline, but he can't stop the incursion. Then he learns about the Infinity Stones and sets out to collect them. On Vormir, he encounters this universe's Steve Rogers and learns the whole truth, that the real anomaly was Steve Rogers, who brought peace to Earth after coming from his original timeline. This incursion was inevitable, but Doom's bots channeling energy from another realm had created a balance. As soon as Steve left in old age, that balance broke, and the incursion was triggered. Now, even with his time-traveling abilities, Dr. Doom cannot stop the main timeline Steve, because doing so would endanger his own existence. So he starts using dream-walking and other methods to stop the incursion. Doom dream-walks into timelines where Howard Stark never went to Latveria. And in every timeline, Tony Stark becomes a hero. But Doom, who lost everything because of Steve, sees his universe become the first victim of an incursion. Doom finds a way to stop incursions because right now that's his only problem. He also figures out that if he wants to stop an incursion, he'll have to destroy the colliding alternate Earth as well. But Doom realizes that even if he destroys multiple planets to save his own, it will only buy his planet some time. So he sets out to find the root cause of incursions. In his universe, it was because Steve Rogers arrived. But why is this happening in every other multiverse? In every universe, there's always someone who crosses all limits for power, like Doctor Strange or Wanda. Doom understands now. The multiverse is a cancer. It doesn't need treatment, it needs full replacement. He observes that the collapse of the multiverse is inevitable. But if that process is triggered intentionally, the timing can be controlled. And if the timing is in control, a new reality can be created during the collapse, a new universe that exists before the rest form. Doom's vision is to create a planet, a home, for all those who lost their universe. But only one man will rule that planet, Doom himself. So bro, this was our theory. I admit there might be loopholes, but tell me, wasn't it crazy? One decision by Steve Rogers fractured the entire multiverse. Tony Stark became Dr. Doom, and Doom, while trying to save the world, became a monster. But what do you think about this theory? Does connecting Avengers, Endgame to Avengers, Doomsday make the multiverse saga even more awesome? Please let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, do hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.